With the Nintendo Switch 2 confirmed, it's likely we're gonna see Smash 6 on the new console, and for me, one hope for a new character would of course be the Octoling from the Splatoon series. So, as a hardcore fan of the series, I decided to come up with a basic concept for the character with a few goals in mind that I'd want to see. First, I think it'd be really cool to have Octoling be more focused on weapons and mechanics introduced from Splatoon 2 and 3, since Inkling seemed to be pulled pretty much directly from Splatoon 1, with very few references to Splatoon 2. This means completely new weapons and very few of the Splatoon 1 weapons being prioritized. Number 2, I think a big part of Splatoon is ink management and covering the enemy in ink, and while Inkling uses it a little bit, I think it would be much more interesting to have it be a larger focus of the toolkit. So my idea for Octoling will feature a lot more moves that actually use ink, giving them a higher damage potential, but a lot more risk since you'll need to manage your ink tank a lot more with more moves that use it and would be locked out if your ink tank was completely gone. I think this could match well for a character with better mobility, but maybe a little bit less damage, that would have to rely on inking the opponent more. And 3, this is basically just a bunch of move ideas that I came up with. If you're looking for exact hitbox sizes, percentage, and damage, I'm not qualified to do any of that. I'm a casual at Smash. I would probably do it wrong. This is just a base idea with things that I thought would be cool for a moveset. With that all being said, I'm going to start with the video. Subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get started. So before we get into the moves, I want to talk about the primary weapon real quick. Obviously, for Octoling, their main weapon is the Octo Shot and always has been, but I think having their primary weapon be another splatter shot would be a little bit lame. So in this case, I think the best weapon for them to start with would be the Order Dualies. The Dualies were the signature weapon of Splatoon 2, and Order Dualies were the most prominently featured weapon for Agent A to use in the side order trailers. This would make them a little bit more unique and emphasize a bit more of a mobility focus right off the gate. So first off, I'll start with Dualies, mostly focused on their standard attacks. I would like them to have a very similar jab and other movement options to Megaman, rather than Inkling's punching and shooting the weapon afterward. This means they could fire the Dualies while strafing around, or even use them when jumping, which would mesh really well with the next mechanic I want to do, their dodge rolls. Now, Smash actually has built-in dodge rolls, so I thought it'd be a really cool idea to turn that into a unique form of attack for this character. So dodging for Octoling would have much less invincibility frames than other rolls in the game. In exchange, they would be faster, and you could do 2 of them before there would be any additional cooldown. After performing a roll, you would get locked into a turret mode, which would have you be in a little bit of end lag, but you would be able to have a faster fire rate, or maybe slightly more range, like some of the Dualies in Splatoon get. You could even use spot dodges to roll you in place, and dodge rolling in the air, if you held down, could drop you down a little bit, just like dodge rolling in the air in that game. This would be a really cool way to show off the unique movement options for Dualies, which was a big part of Splatoon 2's early marketing, and a nice way to mix in Dualies and their roll mechanics naturally with smashes. And I think that already gives them a very unique and different feel. Besides that though, I think most of their normal attacks could be pretty much the same. There's gonna have to be a good share of punches and kicks anyway, so they have moves to use when their ink runs out. I would like to see a few differences. Maybe down tilt could be a slide, like how Cloud uses his, and the dash attack could be a fast carbon roller swipe instead of something like a shoulder bash. But really, I don't have much here. The smash attacks is another one where there's much more obvious of an option. While Ink Brush works fine for Inkling, I think a very cool choice would be the new Splatanas, specifically the Decavitator. Charging up a sword swing is pretty standard for a smash attack and works here, but I chose Decavitator for 2 reasons. 1, it has a thin vertical hitbox, which would give it a unique weakness, but 2, Decavitators when charged up have a really far dash slash compared to the other Splatanas. This could work naturally by charging a smash attack. If you have it charged by a certain amount, you could dash forward and then slash. That would be a pretty unique way to add on to a typical smash attack and make it a little bit different for charging it. In fact, up smash could be very similar but with a different weapon. Compared to Inkling, Octoling could use the S-Blast. This weapon in Splatoon has 2 firing modes, a short-range one with the big blast radius and a long-range one with the small one. While uncharged, this could be similar to Inkling's, a shot in the air that's a little bit weaker with a bit bigger of a hitbox, and you could basically try to snipe someone with a direct hit for high damage, such as intercepting someone trying to land. I couldn't really think of anything charge-wise that would work for down smash, so I went with something a little bit more simple. Just a simple spinning, sweeping attack with the paintbrush, since it's a more powerful and bigger brush original to Splatoon 3. Next up are the aerials, another area I wanted to use a little bit more for weapons, and one here that I've had an idea for years now is Dynamo Roller. I think forward air could be a slower but more powerful version of Mario's forward air, with a long windup that could spike opponents with the roller itself. Unique to Dynamo could also be a spray of ink that comes out of it, useful for coating enemies or walling them out from a distance. Jumping and using a horizontal swing could be useful as a tool to space out opponents, very similar to how you would use it in-game, though the power of the ink itself would probably have to be a lot less. The rest of the aerials could be pretty fast though. Splatana Wiper could be useful for slashes behind them, or the traditional spinning sword move that a lot of sword characters use, while up air and down air can stay the same as Inkling. This would be the one place I would have the Octoshot be used for down air, since I think that move works pretty well, and I would want Octoshot to be listed somewhere here. Next up, the special attacks. There are two other original weapon classes in Splatoon 2 and 3 I want to get to here. The neutral special for me would be the Tri-Stringer. This would basically just be some kind of horizontal charge shot. You could charge it up and the arrows would travel a specific distance. Once they reach their maximum distance, they would drop off a little bit. You could use smaller charges to try to hit people under ledges, or arc your shots to hit unique angles. And when they hit the floor, it could have a small little explosion, just like the Tri-Stringer bullets do in-game. This could be something to do when they have a lot of space from their opponent. And this could even use the Order Tri-Stringer if we want to keep up with those skins, which would also hold true for Side B, which could use the Order Brella if they wanted. This shoots a shotgun-type blast that would probably be pretty powerful, but a bit more limited in range, and pulls up a shield afterward. Like in Splatoon, this could be differentiated from shielding in Smash Brothers by having the ability to do a small amount of damage and knockback to those up close, giving you access to the shot-shield combo just like you could in-game, and making it a little bit safer from grabs, as well as obviously being able to use this to block in the air in one direction, which I think would be pretty unique, though it wouldn't help you if you were getting spiked or hit from under you or from the other side. So there'd be plenty of ways of attacking it. The shield could have a limited amount of health that could be broken, and holding down side B for long enough could launch the shield. This could be a way for Octoling to paint the stage similar how Roller does with its rolling attack. And then the shield could have a cooldown of about 5 seconds. I know that's a lot, but Brella is just a little bit complicated, and I think that'd be a cool way to accurately match its mechanics to this game. As for up B, there is actually an alternative here to keep them distinct. Splatoon 3 has a special weapon called Zipcaster, and I know that has been reserved for its final smash in the past, but I think it could be a really cool grapple recovery to be able to pop it out and zip to the stage. You could even wall jump if you zip to a wall and have a little bit more ending lag if you zip directly to the floor, which I think would be pretty unique. Down B, on the other hand, would have to be some different kind of bomb. I think Line Marker wouldn't really work as well in a 2D setting, but Torpedo and Fizzy would both be pretty obvious options. You could either go with the Fizzy Bomb concept, where you would have to roll the joystick or something to shake it up and get multiple explosions, or Torp I think could be a little bit more interesting. If you use it on the floor, this could roll and effectively be a weaker spot bomb, while if you throw it at the air, it could locate the nearest opponent and they would have the ability to shoot it down. Either one of them could work, but I think Torp is a little bit more unique of a concept. Being able to force the opponent to shoot something that you throw out could give unique opportunities for approach options. For some small bonus stuff, I think their ledge rolls and jumps would be an easy way to include the squid roll and surge introduced in Splatoon 3 into their animations. And finally is the final smash. There's a lot of different ideas you could do, from the Booyah Bomb or the Crab Tank, but I decided to go with Triple Splashdown. This is a quick rise into the air that summons 2 fists near you that slam onto the ground for major damage. This could obviously stack the more things hit it, and as you can expect, the ability to destroy the fist or the player itself could be kept in a smash, though maybe a little bit more limited and situational in this case. It would be really cool to have a final smash that you could actually counterplay and try to interrupt in some degree. My idea would probably just be have it so you can interrupt and send the player away, but there's nothing you can do about the fists. You have to avoid those. And that's it for my idea. Some more unique weapons, extra ink attacks, and mechanics to mesh with Smash Brothers that I think would give Octoling a very unique identity compared to Inkling, and be able to go over the games that Inkling has missed. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and what you would want to see from Octoling and Smash in the comments below. I'll see you all next time.